Now, come September, thousands of tourists will flock to our cities, big and small, for the Rugby World Cup. But are we ready to cater to the wealthy tourist, and can we capitalise on their serious spending power? Here now is Ashley Church from Auckland's Newmarket Business Association. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Petra.
What is needed for us to capitalise on these fabulous tourists?
Well, what's kicked this debate off, Petra, is a survey that came out a few days ago from a young student by the name of Yuri Seo from Auckland Business School, and he made the comment that that there were some issues around wealthy tourists coming to New Zealand. He made the comment that those tourists had certain expectations in regards to what they are going to want when they get here, and they related to the experience of shopping and to customer service. He went on to make the comment that there was going to be a need by businesses in New Zealand to up their game in order to cater to the needs of those tourists. Now, we agree with the first part of that statement, definitely don't agree with the second. There are some fantastic shopping centres throughout New Zealand. There are some what I call high-end shopping centres that cater to those wealthy clients that are already here. The difficulty that we've got is that they're not necessarily going to be known to those people, and we need to do more to make sure that the message about where those high-end shopping centres are is communicated.
So is the survey suggesting that there's a threat there? If you don't treat those wealthy people right, then they're not going to use their spending power here?
The survey that does make that comment, I disagree with that. I think that there is a very strong culture of high-end retail service in New Zealand. There is an experience which is uniquely New Zealand. There is something about
a good and bad service is uniquely New Zealand?
Well, I don't know that we have a bad service. I mean, I've travelled around the world.
Unique service?
Absolutely, different New Zealand service.
Okay, so you're saying that these tourists, when they get here, they need to know where to go to spend their money.
They do.
Who's responsible for that?
Well, in terms of the Rugby World Cup, the planners and the organisers of Rugby World Cup, and I think that the criticism that we've made over the last couple of days is that although that event's being organised exceptionally well and it's going to be fantastic for the country, there is a concern that there is not enough being done to make sure that those wealthy visitors are aware of those centres of high-quality retail.
Surely the Rugby World Cup organisation would say, look, we're bringing them here, we're putting on the event, it's your job to sell your stuff to them.
And there is some truth in that, but why make it more difficult for these people? I mean, every city around New Zealand has a if you like, a high-value shopping centre. In Auckland, it's Newmarket, which is the fashion capital. In Wellington, it's Lambton Quay. In Dunedin, it's parts of George Street. So if you look at centres right throughout the country, there is somewhere where high-end, high-value retail takes place.
How would you like Rugby World Cup to communicate that message?
I think that they're already communicating very well in regard to some quite specific locations, Party Central being one. Everybody knows about Party Central. It's a case of just taking those mechanisms and those communication channels that are already in place.
So you want to hook on and go for the ride.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we're talking the taxpayer, it's costing the taxpayer money, so we do want these tourists to have a great time and to spend money and input into our economy.
We do, for a couple of reasons. One, because they are going to input money into the economy, and that's going to be good for the country. But two, because these people tend to be very influential, and they're going to go back to their points of departure, and they're going to influence other people to come to this country. We want to make sure that their experience when they're here is a fantastic one.
Good luck with convincing the Rugby World Cup to promote you guys. Ashley Church from the Newmarket Business Association. Cheers.